When have you seen me the most vulnerable and what did it teach you about loving me?
Probably when you were pregnant. And that was really, really, really tough for a mom to have to see you go through all of that. And I couldn't fix it for you. What experience do you feel forged our relationship and why?
Forged it,
Yeah.
I suppose. I mean, a natural connection, like this.
Birth?
Yeah,
Well, no, just because you give birth to someone doesn't mean you have a
that's
relationship
true.
with them.
That's true. I think probably just feeling so safe with you, and I don't know, you just raised me to be like it's just you and I. That
Yeah.
really just kind of, because we're not just mother and daughter, but best friends at that point.
Yeah.
And though we had that little weird middle part, well, teenager,
Yeah. Wow.
20s, But I feel like we're finally getting back to where we were.
Yeah. It's definitely been a long, winding road. It's not straight.
No,
So, but yeah, I like the path where we are now versus 10 years ago,
me too.
because that was rough.
Yeah,
That was really rough.
ugh, that was not fun. When have you seen me the most vulnerable and what did it teach you about loving me?
Most vulnerable. Gosh.
I
Um,
feel like I'm pretty vulnerable a lot.
probably when you were pregnant. And that was really, really, really tough for a mom to have to see you go through all of that. And I couldn't fix it for you. I couldn't fix it for you. My opinions, while they may have mattered, didn't matter. So it was very hard for me to pull back, because I had to pull back and I couldn't tell you all the things that I think that you should have done, would have done, could have done, all of that, because at the end of the day, this was you.
Mhm.
And it taught me that you're resilient, that you do respect me. And yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that sucks. I don't think about it that often, but I'm glad I made the decision because she wasn't ready. I was not ready. And I just needed,
Well, I guess and I was not ready. And I go back to that. I was not ready.
yeah,
I wasn't ready for you at all.
yeah,
I had to get ready.
yeah,
And you were in a place of that you had you have a home, you have a set life, and I didn't have that.
yeah,
I was chaos, and you brought a little bit of calmness to that chaos. A lot of calmness. And so that was very hurtful because
You're like,
my choices, you know,
yeah,
and it was sad. It was sad looking it from my perspective. But I do look at it from your perspective, and I see, because I think,
how?
what would my life be like if I would not have made the decision that I did?
Right.
And I don't know I don't know that my life would be better
Right.
or worse, or would it be the same and just different
Time.
characters?
Right.
So yeah.
That's fair.
What do you think life is teaching me these days, and what advice do you have for me in regards to it?
Actually, I've been thinking a lot about your life.
Have you now?
I just really hope. I see that you're making, like, your workout goals are always really awesome to see, because as independent as you've been, you've always been caring for everybody else. Um, and I see that you're becoming more independent again, because I mean, we're all grown up, and it's
Yeah.
time for you to really take care of yourself and art. Like, I want you to be happy. And I don't know about your love situation, but it just doesn't seem that happy. But that's on you, and I'm always here to talk about it. But I don't know. I think about that sometimes, of making sure that you're happy in those
I am.
ways.
I mean, I'm kind of settled right now. And as far as, love, I mean, it's there. It just he and I have to reconnect. But that's a he and I situation.
Yeah.
but I'm happy where I am.
Okay.
Like, I'm not leaving anytime. We're taking baby steps, and he sees it and I see it, and and if not, it's fine.
Okay.
I'll just be traveling and doing my thing, and he'll just be feeding the dogs at home for me and keeping the bed warm. It's all good.
Okay, because and I'm excited to see what in the next few years, what exactly you get to have those little joys again.
Yeah.
And that's really important.
Yeah.
Just for me.
Okay.
So, what is one experience you wish we never had, and why? Oh.
One experience I wish we never had. Honestly, I wish that you didn't have to experience your dad and that part of your life. Like, I don't think and you could disagree with me on this, but I don't think knowing him added anything to your life. Let me backtrack. Knowing him through his disease did nothing good for you.
Yeah.
I think he put a lot of unnecessary burden on you. But you fully accepted it.
I did.
And I just didn't have the tools to say, don't. And
Yeah.
because when he was good, but when he left, when he and your stepmom, they divorced, it was not, he added nothing to your life except
chaos.
He was selfish. He was extremely selfish. And I wish that I could go back and erase all of that for you, because I think that added to a lot of turmoil on top of a crazy teenage life.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of it too is I just felt like he had nobody. And so
But that was his choice.
Yeah, I know.
He made choices. It wasn't like he chose, coffee over, soda.
Right.
Yeah. Like, he chose to be selfish with drugs versus people who truly did care about him.
Yeah.
That is selfish.
Yeah. There was one time where his I don't know if I told you this. He
Probably not.
there was the skateboarder that had passed away, fell off the balcony, right? And we went to a memorial service, like my
Mhm.
dad and I and a couple of friends who I actually knew because they were skateboarders. And so we went to this memorial service on Esplanade, and all day long we just drank PBR, which I could never drink
Nice.
PBR again.
And
Um,
you were how old?
probably like 20 or
Oh,
no,
okay.
I was like 19.
Okay. So you were okay.
Yeah. But
Right.
still, but the biggest issue is that he gave me money because I lived on Spruce Street, and he gave me money to get home with it for a cab. You know, this is before Ubers. And it's late at night, and he took that money back that night so he could buy drugs. And I had talked to the bartender because, first of all, she allowed me to be there. But she saw that interaction and she was like, wow, okay. And she helped me out by getting me a cab home. And I was like,
Yeah.
I think that was the pinnacle of just seeing the extent of how bad he was.
Yeah.
And then everything else,
Yeah. What is something you really want me to hear and understand about you?
I think you've kind of nailed exactly who I am and growing into be. Just know that I am always taking care of. I don't always know the future, obviously, but I know the steps that I want to take in order to get where I want to be, the healthiest and happiest version of me, which is obviously I've been making great strides.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I think that's probably what that is.
Okay.
Oh, why do you love me?
I don't know. No, just kidding. Because you're my girl. No, I love you. You know what? I love you. Have always loved you because you taught me love. And I've always said that. You showed me what unconditional love means. And not every parent feels that way, but I definitely felt that when I saw you and, the moment I held you. Unconditional love. And the better question is, why do I like you? Because you can love someone and not like them very much. Okay.
I think I'm very likable now.
You've always had likable traits. No, I like you. I like being around you because you're the soulful, edgy, cool girl that part of me may have always wanted to be, but I tend to be a little bit more uptight, a little conservative and stuff. And it made that part of you, I'm proud of that part of you. And I will always defend you to the death. She is who she is, even, some of your choices, like your little artwork all over, not a fan. Hey, you were my masterpiece, and you go and put stuff on it. But I love you because you're just a piece of me,
Yeah.
And that's it. That's it. If this were to be our last conversation ever, oh my, what would you never want me to forget?
Oh, well, never forget how much I love you.
Oh.
And that I'm always here for you, no matter what. And I'm always going to be there for the girls.
Okay.
No matter what. And even...
I mean, he loves you.
I know.
I think you forget that. He truly... You have to remind him a lot about certain appointments and things and stuff.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he is always going to be there for you.
Yeah.
Not because you're mine, but because he had a hand in helping you and raising you.
I know. I've been trying to call him dad, and it's been.
And that's okay. He doesn't expect that. He's never expected that.
I know.
Like, I mean, unless you want him to expect it, I mean,
No.
that's a conversation between you and him. Like, you know.
But I think that I've been wanting that to happen, especially for before the wedding, and like, because he
Yeah.
is.
Well, okay.
Cool.
That was different than you expected.
Yeah.
You came in expecting what?
I was very nervous
Uh-huh.
because her and I have on the surface, a good relationship. I don't feel like we talk like adults, because I'm your mom.
Yeah.
But, and that's why I was hoping, and I think I kind of, we're reaching the age of, I don't have to be your mom anymore. I'll always be your mom, but I don't have to be your mom. I could be your friend. I could be someone that you can call me every day and ask advice and stuff, but in a different way. Does that make sense?
So you haven't tried to have a different kind of conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was great to have that different conversation than just the
Surface stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I wanted to happen.
Which is what?
Just have that deeper, back to not square one, but having not just the surface level, having a reconnect moment.
Uh-huh.
That's what I didn't expect it. I didn't know what to expect, honestly, but I wanted that to happen.
And it did?
And it did.
Oh.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah.
If you love the And Conversations or the And products, visit theskindeep.com/shop so you can purchase our products and experiences. Subscribe to any of our social media channels, and we really want to stay in touch and connect, improving the world one conversation at a time.